Today, we're talking about motivation. If in the last 3 years you've worked from home, you struggled with motivation on some level or another. I know for myself, being at home, it was difficult for me because I had so many other options other than work that I could be doing, right? I could do the laundry, I could clean up the kitchen, I could watch TV, so watch YouTube videos. There was so much not related to what I should have been doing that was available to me. Another struggle that people talked about was being right beside the kitchen, because if you're beside the kitchen, you're beside the snacks. And what's more entertaining, doing your work or having snacks? The thing that was interesting to me was that we had people who realized, like, almost immediately, I'm beside the kitchen, I gotta stop buying snacks because if I'm gonna be here for a while, that's not gonna work for me. And then you had the other people who continued to buy the cookies, cakes, and ice cream and all the chips and junk food, promising that they wouldn't buy them the next time they went to the store, and then failing because they did buy them. And this brought a lot of conversations, trying to figure out, like, why did you buy them the next time? Like, if you know that that's pulling you away from what you want to do. So the first part is lying, which is an intentional false statement. You know you're not going to stop buying them, but you say that you're going to stop buying them because it seems like the right thing to say. And then you really don't have an issue with eating the junk food, but you do dislike the weight that you're gaining. And then you have procrastination, which is different because you actually want to stop buying the stuff, but somehow you have difficulty not buying it. You go to the store with the intention, I'm only buying healthy food, and then somehow the cookies and the ice cream and the chips are in your basket. According to Dr. Tracy Marks, and I love this because I love when I find doctors and psychiatrists who are reinforcing things that I keep saying. The more people saying the same thing, the more helpful it is for wellness warriors to believe that I'm on the right track if I'm doing what it's asking me to do, because this other doctor and this other doctor and this other psychiatrist are saying the same thing. And Dr. Marks pointed out the role that dopamine plays in that pleasure pathway I keep talking about. So it has a big role in procrastination. Now, she's talking about it through the ADHD lens, but in the end of the day, our brain works a certain way. And she explained that dopamine encourages behavior because it activates the emotional memory for positive experiences. So I do something, I like it, dopamine's released, it encourages me to seek that behavior again in the future. Dopamine also rewards working memory, thinking, decision making. So we work towards a positive experience. So we have to think and make decisions. We get the outcome that we want. This all feels great. And then we re-engage that behavior in the future. So whether it's something like learning, like academically, or learning, like use my body in a way and I get a result, both of them lead to that positive outcome. So now let's talk about the fact that you have work to do. That's the computer. You have a healthy keto meal that you want to be making, or you have a workout that you'd like to go do. Doing these tasks would actually let you feel accomplished. You'd be proud of yourself, and you would likely improve your future, because if you do well academically, that's a good positive for the future. If you do well for your health, that's an improvement for your future. And instead, you end up eating cookies. The thing that we fail to let ourselves truly understand is the fact that the eating pathway, so the eating cookies, eating chips, eating ice cream, the pathway where eating is reinforced is already known. And it's a positive outcome that's easy to do because we've done this so long. Like, we know this pathway. It's already reinforced for us. However, the pathways are part of our learning and our growth. If I continue to let myself reinforce eating, and that's the only pathway that I focus on, sure, I'm going to get the positive, but will I grow properly? And I'm talking now emotionally. One thing we need to keep in mind is that we're either improving or deteriorating. Change is always happening. So everything that I do leads to a pathway that's being reinforced. Now, we have negative pathways, something that we don't talk about often. The unfortunate part about reinforcing the eating pathway all the time is that if I'm not happy with my weight, if I'm not happy with my strength and my flexibility and my health, reinforcing this junk food pathway is impacting me feeling bad, I'm also reinforcing a pathway that puts me to feel bad about me. Why am I not doing good behavior? And this little loop, which we hear in our head, right? You hear yourself saying these things. What's wrong with me? Or I keep eating like this. You call yourself names. Maybe you're like, I'm so stupid. Why do I keep doing this? You talk to yourself and you're upset with yourself. And that pathway is also being reinforced. The positive I get from the eating pathway versus the negative I get from feeling bad about myself. And both are being reinforced. If I'm not improving, I'm deteriorating. Change is constant. So when it comes to food, especially sugar, since we've been reinforcing this pleasure pathway since we were about 6 months old, because mom started giving us cereal and fruit, let the fruit actually taste sweet, and the cereal, it might not taste sweet. If your parents are giving you just plain oatmeal cereal for babies, it doesn't necessarily taste sweet, but it is sweet because it's like 19 grams of sugar in a serving of baby cereal. So we're starting our children off this way, which means that we have this expectation now that we create where junk food gives us emotional positive release, right? We feel good. And therefore, we eat it easily. And we actually believe that we will feel better because we do feel better. So I'm sad. I eat ice cream, right? My broken heart is going to be mended by ice cream or cookies or chips or insert whatever your pleasure food is there. We have to work to get the positive emotional release of completing an assignment, making the healthy keto meal, or doing the workout. So it's not do the action, bang, I get it right away. Do the action, I feel good that I completed it. And then I also feel good that over time, I get the result of, hey, look, my weight's improving. And each one of those things does make us feel good. So, for example, I cook that keto meal. And if I actually cook it and eat it and like it, I feel good because I did the better thing for my health. That's going to give me a positive release. And then eventually I get the added bonus of, hey, my body feels good. I'm going to like that. And I get the release of seeing that, hey, this outfit fits better. I like that. So all of these things give us positive releases. But they take work to get to, and they're harder to start. So there might be new pathways if I'm not used to studying or I'm not used to cooking differently. There might be a brand new pathway that I'm trying to get myself to love doing, or it's not as automatic as the sugar pathway. So that part where I need to overcome to then be on the right path of cooking and feeling good about what I'm doing right now, or sitting at my computer and working and feeling good about how much I'm accomplishing right now. And eventually I will get the good grade or the promotion or the good income or however I'm measuring that I did the work at work to accomplish and feel good about it. The elephant in the room is that sugar addiction keeps us going for that easy pathway. So we have trouble letting go of sugar because we don't actually realize that we're addicted to it. And the reason we don't realize that we're addicted to it is because we have so many avenues to get to sugar. I can count on my hand the number of times that I saw my dad eat a cookie when I was growing up, a cookie or any junk food. One hand. Whenever I saw my dad eating, he was eating food. I don't live there anymore. I don't know if that's changed, but I remember being in the house. He had to go to work and his focus was eat food, go to work, didn't spend time with us. He didn't eat junk. The one thing I remember him indulging in was my mom's sweetbread, what we called it. He would eat that. But besides that, I didn't see my dad eat junk. Yet, I know he was addicted to sugar. He's since changed a lot in his life, much more fit, and eating much less sugar. So eating much less what? Then you might be wondering, because if he wasn't eating junk food, what was he eating? And he was eating adult foods like bread, pasta, rice, potatoes, right? He was eating food, but the food was high in carbs. So sugar and candy isn't the only way that we feed this addiction that we have. The thing is that we want to feel good. We want to take the easiest path to get to feeling good. The problem is that we don't even know we're doing that. So this easy path to the dopamine hit, we take it whether we know we're taking it or not. And if you're procrastinating, I need you to stop and ask yourself, what am I doing instead of the thing that I know I should be doing? Because chances are you're going to realize that you're getting your dopamine hit from either food, social media, video games, or whatever other preferred dopamine boosting activity you tend to engage in. I want you to check out this video that I have right here. about dopamine to learn how to get the positive out of dopamine without triggering your addiction, because it is actually possible. And it's going to help you to live the life that you truly want to be living. So engage your activities, feel healthy in your body. It's going to help you to live your life the way you want to live your life, rather than constantly chasing snacking, constantly chasing social media, constantly chasing mindless watching of television, or right? Like, we need to do the healthy things, and then we can reward ourselves with a bit of time doing these things that are not towards our goal, but our goal needs to be first.